Our family is a little conspicuous and unique. We have 6 kids, so that already makes us stand out. 2 9-year-olds, 2 7-year-olds, a 5-year-old, and a 4-year-old. Then you add into the mix that 4 of our 6 were adopted. In the course of 15 months, we went from 2 to 6 kids. We kind of are our traveling circus at times. One of our daughters uses a wheelchair. Several of our kids take medications for various conditions, usually not obvious things, but there's a lot of logistics that go into our crew. This isn't the story we would have written, but God writes the best stories, and we've gotten to just delight in the chaos and crazy that comes with our crew. Patience has such a sweet, caring heart. She was the oldest of the sibling group we adopted and was almost 7 when she joined our family. Patience and her siblings grew up in a village in Uganda with a loving family, and then with the realities of AIDS and disease and lack of medical care, their family kind of fell apart and they ended up in an orphanage. The orphanage was not a place that any child should live. It was not a loving environment. That time that they spent there really destroyed some of the trust they had in adults. Kids don't know that the world is scary and unsafe until we teach them that it is. And for Patience and a few of our other children, they learned that way earlier than we want kids to learn that. Patience works really hard to try to do the right thing, to try to impress adults, to try to do what she's supposed to do. At Hope Reins, she has realized that she doesn't have to be anything but herself to be acceptable. So she gets there and she is all smiles in ways that sometimes if it's been a rough week, I haven't seen as many smiles. But I think when she arrives at Hope Reins, some things that have stressed her out, they melt away. And she is a kid again. And she is safe and happy. She is able to trust adults in a new way. So Hope Reins really exists to love kids like ours in the name of Christ. There's some beauty that happens with horses, particularly some of the horses that have harder stories, that when our kids who come from hard places hear about and get to know and love a horse who's come from some hard places, it makes them feel like maybe they're not alone, and maybe that what they're facing isn't as insurmountable and hard as it feels. There is this kind of organic hope and healing that happens that's totally a God thing, that isn't forced, and my kids aren't pushed to talk about the challenges that they face. They're just allowed to be kids and be safe. When I arrive, it's like I exhale, because the beauty and quiet of being able to know that my kids are being loved well, while I just get to sit and maybe chat with somebody or maybe just not talk to anybody, is a gift too. I feel that sense of freedom that I as a parent only get when I know that my kids are totally safe.